What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft with me, your boy Iggy. Today, we start things off with a little bit of sad news. As of the time of recording this, just the other day, Technoblade unfortunately passed away. So, just wanted to start things off by saying thoughts and prayers to his family, and it's definitely a tragic loss losing a member of the community early. It's a tragic loss losing anybody early, and yeah, I figure I won't go too much into it because I don't want to start the episode on such a downer. But today, we start things off over here by the mud farm where I have been, stocking up on some mud because that is actually one of the things that we are going to be needing pretty soon for an upcoming project. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the mud that we've got here. A little over 9 stacks. Not too bad. We'll just go ahead and grab that. We'll chuck that in the shulker box for now. And then we will continue on with today's episode. So we need the mud because I spent some time in between episodes over at the geodes, our dual geode amethyst farm here. And a little bit of time, you can see the beacon beam over there, but I was doing some grinding. We come over here by our OG spider farm. Haven't been here in quite a while, but right off of the spider farm is the entrance we've been using to get to the amethyst / geode farm. And oh my god, it is annoying running through a hallway without tweakaroo. There's a like on the tweakaroo mod, you can have it so walls don't slow you down when you like bump up against them, so you continue to run. But anyway, so yeah, we've got a big square empty box. The beacon will eventually be taken out, but what I figured we would do is fill this with water, get a conduit in here in the middle. That way we've got the night vision and the underwater breathing and the fast mining, and then we'll fill this whole thing with water sources and then have a current at the top that will carry them probably over this direction to some hopper lines that will deposit them into our storage chest. So ideally, basically, we'll have a cool gradient on the wall. That's actually what the mud is for, the base of the gradient, because now that we've got the mud block, it works great for transitioning up into deep slate. And I was trying to use something that, we had a lot of, we could get a lot more of easily, just go strip mining. We'll have tons of the cobbled deep slate, which is the good stuff you need to make all the fun blocks. And then you can do a really cool transition with, actually, you know what, we'll just go ahead and have a little look-see here. So let's plop out this shulker box right there. And then we can go ahead and pull this back. Get our stone cutter, not our crafting table, our stone cutter, not our ender chest, our stone cutter. Place that right there, and then we'll just go ahead and get a couple stacks of these, and we'll do some tiles, bricks, and some polished. And then we'll grab a little bit of the mud. And basically what you can do is you kind of come along, and the mud works as a great lower block, and then you can transition up into tiles and it starts to kind of blend. And once you see this on a grander scale, and we start to mix a little bit of the mud like a little higher up, so it kind of scatters like what's natural on the wall there, this will make a really cool gradient. So we'll just keep going with like the deep slate, the tiles like that, a little bit of mud, kind of mix the two of them up here, and then from the tiles I believe we work into the polished. And then from the polished, we can go into the bricks. And we've got kind of that nice transitional. Maybe we'll go from the bricks into the polished. So the tiles into the bricks, into the polished, into the regular deep slate and cobbled deep slate. Maybe we'll throw some smooth basalt in there. Maybe not. I have not yet decided. But before we do any of this, because this is probably just going to be, quick. I can't say a time lapse since I don't have the replay mod again yet, but yeah, what we're going to go do today is a ice farm. Kind of a long way of getting to that, but that is what the plan is, because I'm not going to run around and individually place buckets of water every other block all the way around, 2 sides of this thing all the way up. That just sounds nightmarishly painful when we could just as easily make an ice farm, line this with ice, insta-break it, have water sources instantly form, and fill it that way. So that being said, I'm going to go grab the materials that we're going to be needing for today's build, And then we are going to head out to the ice post and get cracking on an ice farm. So I will see you at the ice outpost and we will get started. Alrighty, we are here at the ice outpost. And first things first is we are going to need to get our platform in. And you know, it occurred to me that I built this backwards because the base is actually that direction. And I built the front of it over here, but that's okay because it doesn't really matter because we need to be building on this side anyway. So I'm going to be using a design by Shulkercraft. Pretty straightforward. We're basically going to start by just making a big 37 by 37 platform. Since, I mean, you could do this on the ground and then you would just have to make a 37 by 37 box, but I need to make the actual floor for it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get cracking on that. You know, I think I'll build it up elevated ever so slightly. Maybe over on the side here could be a good place. But yeah, I'm going to figure out a good location over in here somewhere and build our little platform. I think I might elevate it slightly, so we'll come up a little bit. So it'll be at just a slightly higher level than the build here. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get cracking on that. I'm actually going to see how long this right here is, and then, you know, actually we can just go ahead. I'll count it real quick. So this is 27 and we need it to be 37, so we can just extend it 10 blocks that way and then, you know, go out to 37 and make the square right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that put in, and then once I've got it, we'll join back up and do the next step. So I'll see you in just a second. All right, couple Minecraft days later and a bunch of listening to Young Lean and Killboy, and I am ready and I have my platform. So we've got our big 37 by 37. Next up, we're going to need our deep slate because that's the decorative block that I'm going to use for this. We're going to get 8 of the chiseled deep slate, and then we'll probably just go ahead and do deep slate bricks. So first with the chisel, we're going to put that on the corners like so. Go ahead and get rid of this one right here. Place that, and then we got to come in 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. On the 18th block, so we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Perfect. So next, we're going to do that on the middle and the other corners, and then put a box around it, and then we'll connect it. So we've got a line through the center, and then 4 total squares in our big platform here. So I'm going to go ahead, run around, and count out the rest of these real quick and get the corners placed so that we can come back in and then just place our, you know, deep slate bricks all along the perimeter like that, and it'll look, I think, quite a bit better. So give me a minute to get all that in, and then we will move on to the next steps of the farm. So give me just a sec. Alrighty, we've got our 4 squares now, and next up what we got to do is get a bunch of slabs. So we'll go ahead and we'll probably just do, we'll just do the tiles, why not? Grab our temporary blocks, and we're going to need our shovel back for this, and our temporary blocks, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up like so in the corner, place a slab right there. And you know what? I actually think that might be better as a lower half slab. I don't know if it matters, but I'm going to do lower halves just so, ooh, you know, I'm actually going to come up 3. I'm skewing from the tutorial slightly. So we're going to come up right here above the corner. We're going to come up 3 temporary blocks. Lower half slab right there. That should prevent the water that we're going to have going diagonally from freezing, so we'll be able to renew the ice, and that will also prevent mobs from spawning up on these blocks. So we're just going to go ahead and continue this diagonally all the way across the farm. So we'll go all the way to the middle. We'll do just a big X across the whole top, and then we will fill this with water sources. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in, and then we'll join back up and get cracking on the water. So I'll see you in just a second. All right. So with that, we've got our blocks above all of the Don't need one above the center, but we've got our diagonal going across the centers of all of our various squares. Next up, we're basically just going to place a bucket of water under each of these. So as we go diagonally, we'll just continue to place our water buckets down, and that will make sources, and we can just let the currents carry us. Let's see, go under this one, place one there. I think I missed one right. Was it there, perhaps? No? Alright. Trixie. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit fun. You know, I might just do this the lazy way and just go across the whole thing like this and hope that it doesn't freeze. So I think this is actually going to be a lot quicker to get the whole thing source blocks. And then, yeah, that should fill in the underneath right there. So if we just continue to be quick, we can fill all of this in without having to do the... Yeah, see, that was way more efficient. Then we'll just grab our couple buckets of water back here. It will refill in from all of the sides, and then we will do that for all four corners. So again, we'll just place one, skip one, place it every other block. It's a lot easier than trying to place it under the slabs like the tutorial, which I will have linked in the description down below. Recommend you do. I just think it's a little bit quicker to do the alternative buckets. And the reason that we're not doing this in the actual like amethyst farm, and the reason that we want the ice, is because this is all fine and great for, you know, doing just one layer, but when you're doing a whole room, it gets to be kind of a pain in the butt pretty quick. So it's a lot easier to just be able to place ice along like every other block, and then just break those, have the whole floor fill in with water, and then you can just go around swimming, breaking them, continuing to fill in the space. So basically, if you're doing it with ice, you'd tower up right here all the way to the top of the room with your regular ice, and then you would skip a block, do the same thing, and then you'd come break it without silk touch and break. That'll create the source in between. You go all the way around, and you just do two sides, like a big L, alternating blocks going all the way up, and then that will give you a full room of water. So something fun to know about. But that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get these last two squares done, and then we'll wrap things up. So give me just a moment. Boom, just like that. Professional Minecrafter, we are all done. We can go ahead and get our carrots, eat up a little bit, and we are already starting to get ice. So basically, the way that the farm will work is once the whole thing freezes over, it looks like we actually missed a water source back here, so let's go ahead and fill those back in so that can all get to be frozen and not have any issues. Okay, good to go. Get our bucket back. But yeah, this whole thing will freeze, and then you basically just walk along the edge with a silk touch pick and collect the ice, and then the sources will return back into, like, the ones that aren't covered will never, or the ones that are covered here, the diagonals, will never freeze. So you can see right there, not frozen, not frozen, not frozen. And that basically makes it so when you go through and you break all of the ice, those water sources can reconnect and fill the whole thing back up with water sources to be able to freeze again. So I'm going to hang out here for a little bit and wait for this to freeze, and then we will come back and harvest it up. So I will see you momentarily, and we'll see what kind of yields we get. It's supposed to be like 4,000 per hour, something like that, but we'll get plenty of blocks, I think, from maybe one or two harvests of this, and it's not like it takes a long time for it to freeze, so we can always just come back and, you know, AFK or even expand this out to be bigger if we wanted to in the future. So that being said, I'll see you shortly once we've got some ice to farm here. All right, so spent a little bit of time editing together the clips that we already had, and I see we've got some snow going, so collecting some powdered snow, that's good. But if we come over to our ice farm, it looks like it is just about complete. So you can see what I was talking about. The blocks that don't have the slabs over the top, or the blocks that do have the slabs or the spaces, will not freeze. And that will allow us to basically, we'll come in here and do this. And then all these water sources will be able to connect back up and refill the farm. So we'll just come along, break all the ice, just like so. And with efficiency 3 or above, you know, you can insta-mine the stuff, which is great. So we'll just go ahead, get all that. We'll kind of just go around here and pick up all the little bits and see how much we get from, one little section. Over 4 stacks. So we'll have plenty of ice. And as you can see, it's already starting to freeze back up. So, by the time that you've kind of gone through this once or twice, you've already got some more forming. And it's great building it out here in one of the snowy peaks biomes because we can get the powdered snow and whatnot while we are AFK. And that is nice and renewable. We'll have to add some more cauldrons at some point. But yeah, I think that is it for the ice farm. So I guess real quick before I do the outro, I will fully harvest this thing up. So I'll do the other 3 and then we'll join back up, see how much we have, and call things for today. So give me just a moment. Alrighty, so we got a buddy who, I guess I left the door open, but yeah, overall, almost, what is that, 8, almost 16 stacks of ice from just one harvest, and the whole thing's already, like, starting to freeze over again. So definitely a very effective farm. Perfect place for it out here in the ice outpost too, because as we continue to do snowy projects, maybe we'll build a castle out here or something at some point. That's kind of why I had built this like at the elevation that I did, even though it is just a floating platform at the moment. I had planned to bring walls down and kind of make it so it looks like a grand kind of like castle courtyard sitting up here on a bit more of the castle, and then we'd have space that we could fill in down below if we ever decided to come over here and build. But that being said, that is the ice farm, and that is going to be it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, hit that bell button so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Check out all my links down in the description below, as well as the tutorial for the original farm design here. And that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next episode, and thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.